Hello, I'm Jason from StrataGames, and today we're playing some more Kielbasa's, aka Infect Hot Dogs. I played this deck on another video, make sure to check that out, and I absolutely loved it. I kind of just threw it together originally, but now I'm really having fun with it. So I decided to try out a second version of it. Quick changes I made, I added in another Festival Crasher. We're up to 12 of our key creatures. I took out the 4 mana Morphos and replaced them with 2 Armor of Shadows for Indestructible and 2 Semet Sprints to give haste, a little bit of a buff, and also Scry 1. I splurged and got a couple more Lotus Petals instead of the Spirit Guides so that they can add black or red. I still need to get one more for the deck in place of one of these Spirit Guides, but they're freaking 9 ticks on MTGO. It's hard out here. I did add in one more Swamp to try to make it so we can hit that Tainted Strike on turn 2 or 3 when we want it. And then for the sideboard, I'm trying out Aphotic Wisps as a way to give your creature fear, which can be unblockable against certain decks. Draw a card, which is nice. And the big thing is changing the creature's color to black. This means you can dodge a Snuff Out or Spinning Darkness from your Golgari Gardens or Dimir Fairies decks, anything like that. But you can also switch the color of your creature after your opponent has cast a Prismatic Strands. So if they name red to prevent all damage from, you can switch that creature to black so that you can still deal damage with it. So I think this card's going to have a lot of uses and is going to be one of the boons for playing black in the deck. And the other one is Toxin Analysis. Not 100% sure how well this one's going to work, but especially against Rakdos Madness and Kuldotha Burn, our Soul Eater gets bad really quickly because as soon as we lose 3 or 4 life, suddenly our Soul Eater can't one-shot our opponent. I'm hoping that Toxin Analysis can keep our life total high enough so that our Immolating Soul Eater can always one-shot our opponent, and we can maybe even do a little bit of a trick with it. Temur Battle Rage with Toxin Analysis allows us to gain a bunch of life on the first hit, and then pump that back into the Soul Eater before we do our regular combat damage. So that's the main reason it's in. It also gives Double Strike, which means if we have Barge in or Temur Battle Rage giving trample to our creature, suddenly the Death Touch makes it so that each creature can only absorb 1 damage. So if our opponent's blocking with like 2 Mirror Enforcers, say, instead of absorbing 8 damage, they're only absorbing 2. So that can be really good as well. And it gives us a clue, which can maybe help if we are not able to one-shot our opponent on turn 2, as is our goal. Other than that, we got Gut Shot for Arbor Elves, Fairies, and especially Krark Clan Shamans, because a lot of Affinity has been played recently. Some Pyro and Red Elemental Blasts, and some Flaring Pains, which honestly we might not need with the Wisps now that we have a way to get around the Prismatic Strands. They're in here right now, but it's possible I'll cut them for something else. The deck has been super sweet. I've been getting a lot of turn 2 and turn 3 wins, and with Semet's Sprint, we can technically get a turn 1 win, though we would need 7 specific cards. We would need a land, 3 of our Lotus Petals or Simian Spirit Guides, that makes 4 mana. We would need either a Kiln Fiend or an Immolating Soul Eater as our creature, Semet's Sprint to give haste and +2/+1, and a Tainted Strike. On either one of those 2 creatures, that would equal at least 10 Infect damage that we could do on turn 1 with that 4 mana that we're able to generate. It could happen, here's hoping, but I'm really excited for the deck, so let's jump into the games. Only a Lotus Petal, not going to cut it. Gonna have to mulligan. No creatures, also not gonna cut it. No creatures again. I guess we're going to 4. I mean, this doesn't do anything. I guess it's got a lot. I just kept. I guess it's got a lot of good spells. We'll keep 2 lands. Sprint could be good. Blessing's good. Tainted Strike. I guess we're getting rid of the Mutagenic. I like the Sprint. In general, I like the Mutagenic better, but I think I like the Sprint here because if we just happen to draw a couple lands and then draw our creature, we can at least attack with it that turn. So yeah, we are against Grixis, which is not a great start, and Krark Clan is not gonna be a great one here. If we get a Kiln Fiend though, and we can like Blessing it up in response to them sacking, it could be good, but we kind of need to get that ASAP. Otherwise, they're going to have enough artifacts they can just sack over and over. There's a Festival Crasher. That's actually 3 toughness. That's not bad. So I think we're going to play that. I don't think we're going to give it haste, actually, though. I think we want to leave it protection because they could sack 3 or they could Galvanic it. So I think we're going to do that. I guess Semet Sprint actually could keep it alive versus 3 sacked artifacts because of the toughness boost. So we might do that if we need to. If they don't have a lot going on here, though, this could be lethal, right? It's 4 spells. We can't afford to play all of them right now unless we draw land. So we can only play 3 spells, but that's +6. We have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 maybe. So like we can go for it. Kind of. We do have 2 Tainted Strikes too, so we could break up the attacks, right? Go with like Tainted Strike here. So that's going to resolve. We're at 4 Infect. And then we could Semet Sprint and hit for 8. We're not going to go for the full Barge in. Do we need another Swamp? Not anymore. So we're going to get rid of that. I think we're just going for the 8, because if we go for a Barge in and they have something, we just lose. And by have something, I mean they could sack their whole board if they need to. And we have another Tainted Strike, so we could go for it after. So they're at 8 Infect now. That's not terrible. Didn't look like they had removal, otherwise they just weren't willing to try to use it. But we have another Tainted Strike. We have a Barge in, so trample a lot of damage, and we have protection, so maybe we can get there next turn. Trying to decide what they want to do on the end step here. They do have the cast down. I wish they had, I mean, they were smart in not going for it, because if I had the protection, which I do, then I would kill them. But unfortunately, I got to go for it here, which means that they can sack artifacts to the Cart Clan to kill it. At least that means they'll lose a bunch of artifacts. Or maybe they just have another cast down. There's a Mirror Enforcer. They're going to swing for 1 and pass. A Mountain. So I really need another toughness boosting spell. Because if I attack and they block the Enforcer, I can Tainted Strike, but they're just going to take that and they trade, and that's bad. But if I barge in, they sack 3 artifacts, and I don't have another way to boost its toughness to keep it alive. So I have to pass and hope for another barge in, another mutagenic growth, even another Samet Sprint might do it. They're going to attack for 4. Pass. Soul Eater's not bad. I think then I just attack. Problem is, the only way I can force them to kill this is by giving it Infect again, and then they're going to sack, and then we don't have Infect for the Soul Eater. Ugh, so that's annoying. But Soul Eater, I cannot play while they have a Cart Clan Shaman. They only have 2 cards in hand. I think we got to go for it. We got to Tainted Strike this. Let's make them sack some things. If all they have is the Shaman and they sack 3 things, we can barge in. But yeah, they have a cast down. That's annoying. Because that means I could play the Soul Eater, but that's not going to do anything because they just sack 1 thing and it dies. God, Cart Clan Shaman makes this deck so much worse. Simian Spirit Guide. I mean, we're going to play that. Oh. Nope, we're going to cast that. This is why you don't really want to Tainted Strike in 2 batches, because the first one's irrelevant until I hit him with the second one. I mean, in this case, I think it was right to go for it, and I couldn't have done just 1 unless I wanted to die to a cast down, but this is why it's tough. They're going to sack 2 to the Cart Clan, kill the Guide, Deadly Dispute, play a Galvanic Blast. They got us. Alright, so I think we want to bring in Gut Shots. Kills a Cart Clan Shaman without us losing a creature. Maybe some Pyroblasts, because they're going to be bringing in Hydroblasts. Don't think we need any of the rest of these. Let's get rid of the Haste. Maybe 1 Crasher. Arouse. Maybe only 2 Gut Shots. Alright, on the play. Whole bunch of good cards, but only 1 land. This one's got turn 1 Soul Eater. Bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I think we'll keep it. We need a Tainted Strike. Or a Temur Battle Rage. I think we're going to get rid of 1 of the fast mana cards. Play our Soul Eater and pass. They have a bridge and pass. Temur Battle Rage. No, that's a barge in. Well, we can pump and hit for 2. We have some protection. If they play a small Galvanic, we can Mutagenic Growth it. Like if they don't have 3 artifacts. If they play a cast down, we can Armor of Shadows. If they don't play anything, I think they have that cast down probably. There's a Tainted Strike. Oh god, 1 turn too late. If we go for the Tainted Strike, then all we have is a Mutagenic Growth, which means if they have a cast down, we lose. I think we got to go for it though. That's always the motto. You kind of have to go for it when you have the opportunity. We do have Mutagenic and Barge in order to get above a Galvanic or any other toughness-based removal. We're going to Tainted Strike first, just in case there's a counterspell. Or maybe they'll just cast down here. They're going to Deadly Dispute. Okay, maybe we have a chance then. I mean, we definitely have a chance then. Okay, we're going to go for lethal. Hit for 10 Infect. Boom. And that's why you got to go for it. The deck's strengths are it's really fast, really surprising. Its weaknesses are it's precarious and 1 bad draw or 1 turn off and you can lose. So often when you have the kill in hand, you have to go for it. If they had a cast down, we would have probably lost because when were we going to draw another creature? Not for, 5 more turns maybe. But if they don't have it, we just get the win. So you got to go for it. And I think we're going to got to go for it again. Okay, Armor of Shadows. We have Unblockable, Protection, Rouse. It's not bad. We just need 1 good piece because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. So 1 Tainted Strike kills. No protection. Well, no, we have the Armor of Shadows. We're going to try it. This isn't my favorite 7-card hand to keep, but it's not terrible, and we're gonna give it a go. They just have 2 seats of the Synod. Another Festival Crasher is good because I'm kind of expecting, with no red or black and a second Crasher, I'm just going to run out one of these Crashers. I feel like it's probably going to eat a Hydroblast or a Counterspell. There's the Counterspell. But that's going to happen regardless. Next turn, we can play another one and have an Armor of Shadows up. And they just have blue mana. The fact that they led on 2 seats makes me think they might just have another Counterspell, which would be really annoying. But gotta go for it. They do have a Hydroblast. Okay. So we need a creature. Refurbished Familiar is fine. Get rid of a mountain in case we want to keep up Armor and Tainted Strike with like a double swamp. There's a Soul Eater. Let's play it. They have another Counterspell? Come on, dude. I thought they were Affinity. Now they're just like hard control. That's kind of crazy. Play a Wellspring. Play an Enforcer. And another one. Okay, it's slipping. There's Apostle's Blessing. We have maybe one turn, because this is 10 damage. But if we play a Kiln Fiend this turn, then maybe we can hold them back. No Kiln Fiend. Okay, well, they got us. All right, round 2. We have turn 1 Soul Eater, turn 2 unblockable, but not lethal. Turn 3 lethal. We're going to keep it, but unfortunately, the mana's a little awkward. So do we play the turn 1 Soul Eater? Yeah, because if we draw a swamp, we can, or a land at all, we can just kill. So yeah, we're going to go for the turn 1 and pass. They have a Silver Bluff Bridge, so if we draw untapped land, we got them. This is how we do it. So it looked a little sketchy, but we had the win on turn 3 at the latest. You got to keep those. Sometimes you just draw the right card, and it's fantastic. And we didn't even show any cards that were not from just normal hot dogs, which is great. They don't know we're playing this worse version of hot dogs. It looks like Affinity again. So I'm going to say same as before, Gut Shots and Pyroblasts. Man, imagine if we had any of our Pyroblasts. I guess we only brought in 2. But when they had 4 counter spells, maybe that does mean we want to bring in more. It's just so hard to make cuts then. Sprints, a Crasher. I guess if we're bringing in this many Pyros, maybe we can cut like an Apostle's Blessing. No, Apostles is better than Armor. So maybe an Armor Shadows. Not that those fill the same role necessarily, but Armor's usually just worse. 2 more, like a Rouse. I already cut 1 creature, I can't cut another. Maybe we shouldn't be cutting creatures at all. It's so tough. Maybe 3 Pyros. Ugh, let's try it like that. I think the problem right now is we're getting a really good hand and start about 1 in every 3 games, which is why we're winning 1 game most matches and then losing the others. This is a turn 1 creature, and to hold up a Pyroblast, that's not going to get there, I don't think. This is no creatures though. This is 1 creature. This is a Kiln Fiend turn 1. Yeah, we're going to keep this one. Kiln Fiend turn 1. I want the Mutagenic. Mutagenic is enough protection with a Kiln Fiend, I think, against a Krark Clan that we're going to get rid of the Gut Shot and 1 Blessing. They start with a bridge again. Another Mountain. That's good. We are going to go with the turn 1 Kiln Fiend and pass. Mutagenic also protects against Galvanic Blast if they only have 1 artifact, or 1 or 2 artifacts, like this. So I guess they could have Spell Pierce or something weird, but that seems unlikely. We do get to protect here, but we've lost most of our spells already. That's a Crasher. That's not bad. Seeing as we're low on cards, having another creature to diversify and increase the damage from our spells is pretty good. So like now, if we just draw like Temur Battle Rage, a Barge in, we have a good shot. They're just playing a Wellspring and passing. Okay, we need to draw something better, but they're on a rough draw too. Play another Crasher and pass. I guess this plays into a Krark Clan pretty poorly, but they don't have the lands to really sack to it. They did get a bridge, play a Thoughtcast, and pass. Okay, come on, something good. Simian Spirit Guide's not anything. Literally just like a Mutagenic, and we would force the issue with a big hit, then they'd Galvanic, and then we'd Apostle's Blessing and kill. But as is, we can't afford to start with an Apostle's Blessing because then they just Galvanic in response. So now we need to hope they don't find anything like Hydroblast. I don't think we can afford to Apostle's Blessing right now because then we're just so much further away from winning with the spells. There we go. That's not amazing either, but like it's something. I think if we attack here, if we Battle Rage, we are hitting for 6, 7, 8, 9. They might go for like a Galvanic Blast, in which case we get to Apostle's Blessing. I think we're going to try it. And Apostle's Blessing would be lethal if they don't have anything else. And it looks like we're tapped out. They've got the Hydroblast. So we're going to go for the protection. Pro blue. Boom. We hit for 15. Hey, got there against Affinity real quick. Very nice. That's what we're supposed to be doing. In and out. Games are supposed to last 3 to 5 minutes. You should have a whole league done in about 20, 25 minutes. That's the goal. All right, we're on the play here. Bunch of mana, bunch of spells, no creatures. This one's good, pretty good. We have 2 creatures. We can do a turn 1 Soul Eater, Escape Tunnel. We're going to keep this. And what do we put back? I think we want all 4 of these, so I think it's a land. Even though the deck's main red, I feel like we usually want a swamp, and we have more chances of drawing a mountain. So I think if we put back mountain, we turn 1 the Soul Eater, but then we can't. Festival Crasher comes really late. So this is very all in on drawing a Tainted Strike, which I would love, but I actually think maybe we just get rid of the Escape Tunnel to go Soul Eater turn 1, Crasher turn 2. This also means if we draw a Battle Rage, we can kill turn 2. And if we can draw a Tainted Strike, we still have the turn 2 kill. It's just we don't have the unblockable. So even though it's a hard choice, I think this is better. So let's play a mountain, play a Soul Eater. Pass. Mountain into Epicure. Okay, so Kuldotha, just a swamp. Mutagenic is not going to protect that against a lightning bolt anyway, so maybe I just attack. No, I think we'd prefer to save it for when we're getting a Crasher in at least. Let's just play Crasher and pass. Not a great hand against Kuldotha. We really need some protection or something. There's a Blast Runner. Pass. Leave up a Lightning Bolt. There's our Teamer Battle Rage. So play a swamp. So Teamer Battle Rage on Soul Eater would be lethal if they don't have a Lightning Bolt. If they have a Lightning Bolt, Mutagenic Growth isn't going to save it. If they have a Galvanic Blast, Mutagenic would. I think we're attacking either way with both. I think, like always, the motto, we got to go for it. They didn't Lightning Bolt this turn 1. Feels like maybe is good for us. I think I'm going to Mutagenic it now, because we're going to need to do it either way. And by doing it now, we might draw out the Lightning Bolt, in which case, if they have it, we don't waste our Battle Rage and all our life. I thought maybe because then they'd think we could have another Mutagenic Growth, but that was not the case. All right, we just got to go for it. See, this is the only thing trampling, so 6, 8... So this would be 18 trample. So wait, no, I'm trampling for 8. So it would be 17 damage total. So it's not lethal. If I go lower, I die to a Lightning Bolt. But if they have a Lightning Bolt and just shoot this, I'd probably die anyway. So I think we have to go for it. Let's see us die to a Lightning Bolt. Although this, I could do and put them to 1. If they have a Galvanic Blast, I just have to. If this was a mountain, I could dodge the Galvanic Blast, but we just have to. Yep. Oh. They floated a red. I mean, we'll see if they have it. They were really trying to intimidate us into not going for it by tapping that red. Oh my gosh. I thought we were dead for sure. All right, so we're bringing the toxin analyses. They're good for lifelink. We want to test them out. Taking out the sprints because we can't afford to go really late. And 1 rouse because I think it's fine to cut. No creatures. Soul Eater Battle Rage, that's a turn 3 kill. We also have the Tainted Strike. Soul Eater Battle Rage, that's a turn 3 kill. We also have Unblockable. Mutagenic helps against Galvanic. I think we're going to keep this and strangely put away the Tainted Strike. But to be able to use the Tainted Strike, we need to use the Escape Tunnel for black, and I'd prefer to save it for unblockability. We have a turn 1 Tomb Raider. Lotus Petal. I mean, as always, we're susceptible to Lightning Bolt, but that actually means we can turn 1 this bad boy. So we're going to do that. This is a turn 2 kill, although not unblockable unless we draw like a Lotus Petal again, because we need 2 mana for this Battle Rage. They do have a Galvanic. Let's hope they don't have another one. Here's our Mutagenic Growth. It takes 2, but doesn't die. And they're going to pass. This does mean we don't have a turn 2 kill, actually, unless we draw something, because we had to pay some life for it. Armor of Shadows doesn't do much. We have 16 life to pay into this, so that's plus 8. That's 18 damage. Not quite lethal. So I think we actually have to... Yeah, we don't have an extra mana either, so we're going to have to Escape Tunnel this turn. Get a swamp for Armor of Shadows. Maybe we can go for it next turn. It's unfortunate because against red, we can't afford to go to 1 unless we're winning. We can't afford to go to 3 or probably even 5 or 7 without winning, right? We have to win that turn. But also every turn we give them is another turn that they can kill our creature or just hit us for a bunch of damage. There's 2 Lightning Bolts right now, and they do have a mountain. So not able to have the Armor of Shadows up, so Soul Eater down. Find another creature. If we do find another creature, we can protect it though. Kiln Fiend maybe? It's an Escape Tunnel. Play a mountain and pass. We need another creature in 1 or 2 turns. Lightning Bolt to the face. Implement. Take 3. Apostle's Blessing. They take hit us for 3 here. I mean, we're dead. It was a close one. If they hadn't hit us for 2... No, honestly, the Galvanic Blast killed us, the first one, because we did save our creature with the Mutagenic, but then we weren't able to kill them with the Teamer Battle Rage. So they don't realize it, but that saved them. Hit for 3, play an Epicure, pass the turn, Mutagenic. All right, they got us. Let's try again. All right, on the play. Let's see if we can do this. We have turn 1 Soul Eater or Kiln Fiend into Armor of Shadows. I mean, we have a lot of creatures. This means if they have a bunch of removal, we can at least keep our guys alive. I'm going to go with the Kiln Fiend here. No, I guess Soul Eater. Kiln Fiend is better if we're not going all in, but Soul Eater, if we draw Tainted Strike and they don't have removal, we can unblockable Tainted Strike and win. If I go Kiln Fiend, it's better if I just draw like a random spell, but then am I really casting that? I don't know. I think we're just going to do this. Always got to be thinking about how you can win with a good draw. They have a Galvanic, so not going to be off of the Soul Eater. Rouse is Not bad. We're going to have to sack this tunnel for a mountain. I was hoping we could save that for unblockable. Epicure and pass. Another land wouldn't be terrible because it would allow us to protect our creature with Armor of Shadows. So you mean Spirit Guide? Ooh, it's a little awkward, but I think we're going to Spirit Guide Kiln Fiend so that we can hold up the armor for a lightning bolt. There it is. It's not great because if they just have another lightning bolt, we just like re-fortude ourselves. That's how it goes. Reckless Impulse. Chain Lightning and a Ren's Resolve. Well, Chain Lightning is going to kill the Kiln Fiend. Another Kiln Fiend. I guess we're going to play it. Ren's Resolve. Last Runner Kuldotha. Going to play a Tomb Raider though. I guess Tomb Raider can trade with Kiln Fiend pretty favorably. Play a Blast Runner. There's a Tainted Strike. I mean, Tainted Strike Rouse plus Kiln Fiend is lethal, but they have blockers. So we're going to play the Festival Crasher and hope we draw Barge in next turn. Play another Tomb Raider. Play the Kuldotha. They're just going to hold everything back, except for maybe the Blast Runner. Nope, everything back. Another Rouse. We don't have Trample or Unblockable, though, so can't go for anything. If they're holding Lightning Bolts, we're pretty dead here. But if they're not, we just need Barge in, Teamer Battle Rage, or something. There's a Chain Lightning. Don't have double red. That's annoying. I guess we wouldn't want to throw it back anyway. They're going to pass. Another Mountain. Well, that means Teamer Battle Rage is online now. I think if they had a Lightning Bolt, they would have used it by now. So maybe we can keep dodging that and finally draw something. They're not attacking because they know if they just kill this creature, they probably win. Oh, they are attacking this time. I guess I can't even afford to block one because if they have a Galvanic Blast, that'll kill the Crasher. So I guess I'm just taking this. Apostle's Blessing would also give us unblockability. So we have like 10 hits. Hey, speaking of... Well, we got to start with that. So if I give Pro Red, they have to bolt it here, and if they can't, then we're going to win. Pro Red. I guess they could technically double bolt us with the Rouses, but I don't actually need to play both of them. Attack. Tainted Strike for 6. Rouse for 10. Infect. Getcha? Nice. That was a sweet one. We just stuck to our guns. We had a lot of creatures. We had to go through 4 creatures to get there, but they definitely didn't draw as many Lightning Bolts as they probably would have been good for them. But we stuck to our guns. We knew our game plan, and we've drew to our outs. All right, no mana acceleration, but we have not one but 2 different avenues for a win on turn 3, so we're going to keep. Because we can Teamer Battle Rage the Soul Eater, we could Tainted Strike the Soul Eater, so I guess that's 2 wins right there, or we could Teamer Battle Rage and Tainted Strike the Kiln Fiend, although we'd need a 3rd mana for that. Play a Swamp and pass another Tainted Strike. Doesn't do too much here, but that's fine. They played a Mountain, so that's not a great sign if we're against like Kuldotha again. Then suddenly our turn 3 win is like pretty solidly into the mid game. Oh, Vault of Whispers, okay. Faithless Leading, okay, so it's Madness Burn. That's also pretty bad. They play just as much removal, if not more, with like 12 Lightning Bolts. Plus it makes our Soul Eater really bad. Discard a Snacker and a Vault of Whispers. Not the worst thing ever, I guess. Pass. Get a Festival Crasher. So I don't know if I want to play Soul Eater. It looks like it could be a turn 3 win, but if they just Lightning Bolt us, I mean, if they have a Lightning Bolt for the creature, it's bad, but if they just have like an Alms of the Vein for us, it's not a lethal attack either. So I guess we Kiln Fiend. Maybe I should start with the weaker one, the Crasher, because it'll probably eat a Lightning Bolt just as well, but I don't know. Bridge for them. Demand Answers, discarding a Deadly Dispute to get back their Snacker. Oh my gosh, we could have gotten the turn 3 win with the Soul Eater. If we draw an untapped land, 5, I guess we're still... Yeah, if we draw an untapped land, we can get there. Not an untapped land. We can Tainted Strike, that goes up to 5. Apostle's Blessing only puts it up to 8. That's annoying. I guess we're going to attack for 1 measly damage. And then I could play a Crasher, I could play a Soul Eater. They're going to have a blocker now. Kind of want to go for the Soul Eater in case they like tap out again. I guess they tapped out to get the Snacker back, to be fair, but I don't know. Just a little peeved. I think I was properly playing around the deck matchup, but could have had that turn 3 win. Maybe if we had the Soul Eater, they wouldn't have gone for that same line, but seems unlikely. Kiln Fiend's almost just as dangerous. Faithless Looting into a Fiery Temper. They're going to pick off the Kiln Fiend, because they're also less scared of the Soul Eater, since it can eat our own life. They're going to attack. Well, that's interesting. I'll take 2. And they're going to Vampire's Kiss? Okay. Well, they're definitely not expecting the Tainted Strike, but I guess I can only pump by 14, which is 7, so I need 1 more damage in some way. I need a Mutagenic, a Rouse, a Swamp for the second Tainted Strike. I have a lot of outs. Swamp for the second Tainted, or just for the Teamer Battle Rage, actually. Sweet. So we're going to have to show him the Tainted Strike, though, because, yeah. But that's okay. We get to get him. I guess we don't have to pay that much life. We can do this. Tainted Strike, and then Battle Rage. Boom. Hit for a clean 10. at 10 life. Very nice. All right. Against Madness Burn, they're a burn deck, so we get to bring in the Toxin Analyses. That's probably all we want. We want all of the protection we can have, so we're going to keep all of these. So I think we're going to go with our normal Rouse and the Sprints taken out. Try it like that. 1 mana, no good. 2 mana, Mutagenic Apostles. We don't have the Tainted Strike on turn 2. So we don't necessarily have a turn 2 kill, but we're going to keep this one for sure. Get rid of the Barge in, I guess. We want Apostles and Mutagenic for damage / protection. Tainted Strike, if we draw a swamp, we can still maybe do a turn 2 kill. So let's go for that. They have a bridge. Toxin Analysis could be good. I think we just got to run out the Soul Eater since we don't have a confirmed second land. We can hold up the Mutagenic in case they Galvanic it, but not Apostles, which is annoying if they Lightning Bolt it. Start with a Faithless Looting, though. Discard a Demand Answers and a Kitchen Imp that they can't Madness. They're not on 1 land, are they? No, they have a Vault of Whispers. Okay. Swamp? If we drew a Swamp there with just a black up, I don't think they could kill our creature and we could just win. A little annoying. I guess we'll just pump once, leave up our Apostles, and hit them for 2. Pass. 2 black, hit us with a Vampire's Kiss. That's fine. And no land. I mean, Swamp? Attack. Tainted Strike. What you gonna do? That's a turn 3 kill. A little messy, but we got there. It did help that they had, it looks like, no removal and missed a land drop. But so it goes. Hit for 10. Boom. On to round 5. 2 escape tunnels. We only have 2. This hand doesn't look great anyway. We don't even get our Crasher down till turn 3 because of our 2 tap lands. And then maybe we can get there, but I don't think we can keep that one. This looks better. We can get a turn 2 Soul Eater. We have a turn 3 win with a Tainted Strike, so let's keep it. So I think we're playing Escape Tunnel turn 1, turning it into a mountain. Turn 2 Swamp, Soul Eater. So I don't think we need the Sprint. I'm going to get rid of that. Against Affinity again. Not the easiest matchup, not the hardest. They don't have a ton of removal, but some of them run Krark Clan's main deck, which I think is probably right. 3 or 4 Galvanics, 2 cast downs, and just a lot of fast creatures. Oh, never mind. I was too hasty. This looks like Jeskai. Probably even worse, because they play a lot of Lightning Bolts, a lot of Screds, Breath Weapon too. It's going to be a tough one. We did get an Armor of Shadows. We have a little protection for probably our second guy. Draw another Swamp. So I could wait on the Soul Eater, but I think since we have a second one, we can just play the second one with the armor backup. We'll do that. We still do have Mutagenic Growth. If they try to Scred us with only 1 or 2 Snowlands, then we can get them with the Mutagenic. Of course, if they play a Snowland, try to Scred us, and then they can sack this for a 3rd, that won't work. They're going to Cleansing Wildfire, okay, and then a Bridge and pass, just an island up. I mean, I think all they could have is a Spell Pierce, right? Which means as long as we leave up 2 mana, we should be able to kill him here. Let's go for it. Tainted Strike, booyah. Hit for 10 Infect. That's how we do it. My best friend. All right, so Jeskai. They're going to have, especially after the sideboard, probably Breath Weapons, as well as their Lightning Bolts and Screds. So it's going to be a lot of removal. I think the only thing we have to bring in, though, is Pyroblasts. But they have a lot of counters, too. So I think bringing in these 4 is good. I kind of like Sprints in this one, because if they kill our first creature and we're top decking, we get it. But I guess if we go that late, they're probably going to beat us anyway. Maybe get rid of those. Arouse, like usual. Maybe we're just doing the classic Huge. Sprints and Rouse. Maybe we don't need the Barge Inns. They don't play that many creatures. Like, they have some Augurs, usually a Kenku, Muldrifter, Archaeomancer, Murmuring Mystic. I don't think we need that many Barge Inns, so let's just cut one of those as well. All right, this looks decent. We get a turn 2 Kiln Fiend, turn 3 unblockable kill. No protection, but I'm going to keep it. That's the hard part. And they kept 7, so I feel like they've got to have some removal, so could be rough. But we get 2 on turn 3, Escape Tunnel or Kiln Fiend, so even if they have a blocker, it's good. Tainted Strike and Barge In, which is Xaxes. Start with an Escape Tunnel, which is going to find our black source. Drew another Kiln Fiend, so if our first one dies going for it, we still have a chance. We do have a Battle Rage Kiln Fiend backup, so if we're just able to get a couple Mutagenics or something, we could get there. They're going to Preordain, play a Bridge and pass. We're going to get our Swamp and a Festival Crasher. Okay, well, we got to go for the Kiln Fiend because Festival Crasher is not going to be lethal as quickly. And pass. Hope they don't have a very good turn here, because if they don't have much and they have to like tap out for a Cleansing Wildfire, that'd be great. Have a Plains. There's the Scred. See, if we just had a Mutagenic now, we could save it. That's annoying. And they have blue up. Oh, come on, Mutagenic. Why are you like this? That's really annoying. I also play Lose Focus. I feel like we're going to Crasher here in case it gets countered. And Crasher can still be lethal with this mutagenic. It just takes 3 cards instead of 2. But if it eats a counterspell here, that's fine. There's a Brainstorm. It's also harder for it to kill. It's also harder to kill, so they need 3 lands to scred it, and then I can mutagenic it to keep it alive. I don't even know if that'll be worth it though, because we need that mutagenic to kill with it, so I don't know. All right. They brainstormed. We landed the Crasher. Let's see if it'll survive this turn, though. I'm going to play a Chrome Courier. Reveal the top 2, put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. If you put an artifact card into your hand, you gain 3 life. That's an interesting one. I guess like tech against burn? Huh. I have not seen that used before. They reveal a counterspell and another courier. They get the courier so they gain the life, and then they pass. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. We can do whatever we want here. We can make our Crasher unblockable, and then barge in Tainted Strike mutagenic, or we could Temur Battle Rage it with Tainted Strike. I always like a good Temur Battle Rage, but we don't get to use the escape tunnel that much, so let's do that. Target creature can't be blocked. Boom. Attack. Unless they have a 0 mana spell here. Trying to think what they could have. Let's barge in. Let's mutagenic growth. And let's Tainted Strike. Hit for 12 Infect. Woo! Dude, 4-1? That's pretty sick. Dude, this deck is legit. Obviously, it runs into the same problems that normal Kiln Fiend decks have, but like, this is pretty good. I think Tainted Strike acts as a 1 mana, although off color, Temur Battle Rage, right? Essentially doubling the damage because you only have to deal 10 instead of 20, but also it makes it so that those times where your opponent has a lot of life gain or things like that, you don't just fold. So I think that's actually quite a good boon for the deck. The other one is Rouse. Rouse is really strong. It's just another mutagenic growth, mutagenic being one of the best cards, but in regular Hot Dogs, the problem is especially if you turbo out your dog with a Simian Spirit Guide or something like that, you may only have 1 or 2 mountains to be able to play your spells, and then you get a little jammed up. You can't afford to cast them all. Well, with 8 spells that are free and some extra 1-drop double strike cards, it feels really good, honestly. So the sideboard needs some work, and I think some of the main deck cards need some tuning. I didn't love the Semuts sprints. I took out the sprints most games because I wasn't really sure what else to cut, but I realized that the haste might not actually be what the deck needs. I need to test around those a little bit more. I did like the Armor of Shadows. Having a little bit more protection is pretty good, but it's possible there's something else that I'm missing as well. So I'm loving this deck. I very well might keep working on it and might post some more videos, so stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching.